Chicago Blackhawks just made a roster move that could absolutely save their season. Jaycob Megna has been claimed off waivers from the Seattle Kraken with this very injured Chicago Blackhawks team, and this is a very good claim, and I'll explain why and everything in this video. But before we get into it, we noticed that about a quarter of you guys are not subscribed to the channel, so if you're looking to join the road to Macklin Celebrini, make sure to hit that sub button. It would mean a lot to us over here, and you get all the Blackhawks news that you're looking for, so it's a win-win for both of us. But like I said, Jaycob Megna has been claimed off waivers from Seattle in a move that, really had no choice for the Blackhawks. There was no choice that they could or could not have done this. It came out from Charlie Meliodas. The Blackhawks officially announced they've claimed Jaycob Megna off waivers. So this was yesterday, and in a corresponding move, they'd put Anthony Beauvillier with a left wrist injury, has been placed on the injury reserve. Now, obviously, this is a huge loss in Anthony Beauvillier, a guy they got in trade after the loss of Corey Perry to kind of fill that role, that absence that Corey Perry held in the team after he departed. But Jaycob Megna is a very good claim. I don't think that people would think about him being as good as he is. Last year he played on San Jose, then went to Seattle this year, played mostly in the AHL this year, but he was a very solid defenseman on San Jose with a bad San Jose team, which is always a good sign. He was a plus somehow. I don't really know how that would work, but I'll pull up his chart here. A very solid defenseman with a bit of okay offense. He's not going to get, points. He's not going to, he's not going to go out there and score a whole bunch of goals. But at the age of 30, a guy you can get like this, it's a very good idea. Jay Fresh here, this guy, he posts all the charts of every player you're looking for pretty much. Says Jaycob Megna has been claimed by Chicago. He put up a rock-solid result, a second pairing on the Sharks, but he couldn't find a spot in Seattle, which he was at this year, and it was worth a shot for the Blackhawks. But worth a shot, I think, is a bit of a stretch. We really didn't have a choice. If I pull up the injuries here, there was no option. The Blackhawks had to do something, whether it was in the trade market, whether it was, a free agent right now, or whether it was the waivers, and we got lucky that it was a waiver claim. Right here, this is about $30 million worth of players here. You can see right there in the injury reserve. Seth Jones, Taylor Hall, Tyler Johnson, Andreas Athanasiou, Anthony Beauvillier, Joey Anderson, and Taylor Radish. Now, pretty much every one of those players was brought in, apart from, Seth Jones, to help out Connor Bedard, to give them a bit of a veteran presence and, a bit of familiarity around the NHL with him. And, none of those guys are currently playing and might not be playing for a while. Some, like Taylor Hall, is done for the season. Others, like Seth Jones, we don't really know when he's going to be back. We know it's going to be some point after Christmas, and which it is now, but we don't know how long a lot of these guys are going to be out, which is, pretty bad. It is very bad. So being able to claim Jaycob Megna off waivers, obviously is a very good option to do it. He's like I said, he's a solid defenseman, someone that you could probably re-sign. I think he'd be a very good second, third pairing defenseman. Seeing what he's done on Seattle in the AHL and with San Jose last year, I think we give him a few games and see what he can do. And this would be a very good option to re-sign come this offseason. He's going to be a free agent after this year. And, be a seventh defenseman if needed. He's spent some time in the AHL, so he's done that. But I think he could be, a bottom pairing NHL defenseman. And that would be a very solid option. Like I said, he's not going to go out and score you any goals or anything, but he's a lockdown defenseman. Very big. I believe he's 6'4" or 6'6", one of the two. But the Blackhawks have a very big defense, and they add to that again with Jaycob Megna. And it's gonna be something to watch. Something to look at is the waiver wire. Obviously Megna was claimed, a very good claim. I don't think you'd get someone like him every go around, but I think the Blackhawks are really gonna have to watch the waiver wire due to the injuries they have. And by the way it's looking, I don't think injuries are gonna stop. I think that we're probably gonna see another few injuries here come, whenever they play next. It wouldn't surprise me at all. But having the waiver wire at your hands, it's a very good option. You're going to have to claim some people. It's easier than making a trade. We know Kyle Davidson don't want to make too many trades. Anthony Beauvillier was kind of an oddity in that where he kind of needed to go out and get someone to fill Corey Perry's role. But if you can get someone on the waiver wire, maybe a bottom pairing defenseman, a bottom to mid six forward, it's a very good option for the Blackhawks right now due to their injuries. It's a lot easier than bringing up players from the AHL. It's a lot easier than, going to make a trade because the Blackhawks, they're kind of running out of contracts to be able to bring up to the NHL, which is a bit of an issue. So being able to get a waiver claim, bringing in someone who currently has a contract like already under, whether it's 1 year, obviously they don't want to screw themselves over for the future by having someone, that's making $7 million for the next 4 years. They don't want to claim someone like that, but someone like a Jaycob Megna contract, below $1 million for 1 year, with the possibility of even re-signing if he pans out to be very, very good. I think it'll be a great option for the Blackhawks. But one more name that we haven't spoken about, I've seen a lot of people actually speak about, is a current free agent. I'm not going to reveal the name yet. He's a current free agent, former Iron Man. It's Phil Kessel. I've seen a lot of people say that Phil Kessel should be given an option by the Blackhawks, and I couldn't agree more. It's someone who's won some Stanley Cups, played with, Crosby, played with a lot of great NHL talent, and someone who's expressed, that they're not retired, they'd like to come back to the NHL. Why not give Phil a chance? There's not much the Blackhawks can lose, if at anything. I could easily see him even slotting on the first line if they wish to do so with Connor Bedard. Obviously, he's not as talented, as fast, and whatnot as Connor Bedard, but he got that experience. He got that veteran presence which the Blackhawks are looking for. And another reason that I think he would absolutely sign if given a chance is he's 8 points off 1,000 NHL points, which, when I seen that, I didn't really, process that. He's been in the league a long time, I kind of forget that he played with Arizona. I remember the Pittsburgh, the Toronto, the Boston days, but with Vegas. But, I think he'll definitely be a solid option to sign if looking for. I think he's 36 now, so he wouldn't be there a long time. Sign him to a one-year deal for the rest of the season. Sign him to a 2, give him this season and next season. But, Phil Kessel is, no one to look over. He's had his days where he's scored, 35, 36, 37 goals, up to like 80 points, and I think he's a perfect option for what the Blackhawks are trying to do right now, what they need to do if more injuries do arise. I think that it's certainly a better option than a lot of, bringing someone up in the AHL, making a trade, getting rid of stuff. A lot easier than waiver claims, is less unpredictable. That what you're getting in Phil Kessel. There's been rumors he's going to sign over in Czechia or Slovakia somewhere, play over there. But I think if he was given an NHL option, he would certainly take it. Obviously, he wants that 1,000 points. That's such an incredible milestone in the NHL, especially for Phil Kessel, someone who's been always made fun of, yet proven people wrong. Join in on the joke sometimes, and, just a solid player overall in his career. Why not give him an option? There's nothing to lose at all. It's certainly helping the team in being, competitive, I guess you could say. They're not going for a cup, but being able to fight in a game, be able to keep a game close, and rather having an NHL roster. So why not give Phil a chance, especially the 8 points? 8 points, geez, he could do that in 10 games if he wanted to. Probably, that could be a bit of a stretch at 36, but you never know. I think Phil's a great option, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Obviously, there's a lot of options the Blackhawks could do from their own internal stuff with the AHL. The waiver claim's definitely an option, but I think Phil would be a fantastic one. So let me know what you think in the comments below. That's all I got. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.